My cave got me. My cave got me. Hello, I'm Betty Washday. Good afternoon. My name is Jasa, and I am forced to be vulnerable on here. This is a part of my healing for my inner child, my inner teen, and I am gonna be real. Always. Even when I don't want to be. My ancestors are making me. But I want to grow. So I went back in my cave for a little bit. Still some shadow work I needed to go through. And I know I've said that multiple times, but I'm transparent because this journey, we can go forward like 10 steps and then back 20. And we need to be kind and gentle with ourselves. And I'm being real about it because I know like you can see other people on their journey and it just seems like they're just thriving and just moving forward with not being pushed back at all. But they are. Trust me. Anyone trying to make a safe space for their spirit, we be struggling out here even if we smiling, you know? But I share this because I'm like, what is wrong? I got all this energy and then I'm like, I got this. I started filming, I started creating, and then I started getting burnt out. I'm also autistic ADHD. So maybe that's why I got burnt out. Maybe it's the planets. I don't know. I am not sure. But my ancestors, like for the past week, kept hinting. They're like, you need to rest. You need to slow down. You need to slow down. And then they made me slow down a little bit. They made me get hurt just a little bit so I could actually rest. And then I listened because if I don't listen, I keep going. Usually they get me sick. And I would rather rest comfortably than being forced to rest while I'm sick. You know, so I've allowed myself to rest. I've been creating. I finally finished some of my paintings up here. So excited. I am so pumped. And then my other paintings I moved out here because they kind of match this big one I finished. But what was in the shadows, lurking in the shadows for me, was anger. Because I've been honoring like all my emotions and I've been trying to honor anger, but I've never learned how to deal with my anger in a healthy way. I would either like explode or I would just push it away, and then it would come out in these uglier ways. You know, the way I treated people around me because I didn't allow myself to feel all this anger, of the way the beings around me, like the hurt people around me, hurt me. But since this past weekend, my ancestors shown me something. I asked to show me everything that's hidden, so they did. And I'm grateful. And then that just sparked all this anger. And anger from all the years that I've been mistreated by other beings. And like since this past weekend, I have been honoring and just like every day allowing myself to feel angry and releasing it in whatever ways it was like has been calling me. So I've been like dancing and singing angry. Like while I'm dancing and singing, I'm letting this anger out through my throat chakra, because also like that's a huge block. All my chakras have been blocked through my life, but my throat chakra is one of the biggest ones. Like so much that even like my voice is changing as I'm clearing it out, and I can actually sing. Like my singing voice is starting to come out as it's clearing up, which is so cool because I've always wanted to be able to sing where it sounds nice. But I say this because as I have been honoring my anger and like letting myself like scream while I'm singing, and like I've been punching pillows, I have been like teaching myself how to fancy dance, but I was like fancy dancing to some like hard metal, screamy, angry. I was like dancing angrily and allowing myself to feel it and release it. And I know it's gonna be for a while that I'm going to be doing this, because I've been doing this to all my other emotions, like especially my sadness and my pain. I've been doing that for years, but my anger is the last one that I've been keeping in the closet, but it's been not gonna come out. So I'm allowing myself to be angry. We are spirits in a human form. We're going to feel all of our emotions, right? And we need to feel them and honor them. If we don't truly feel them and release them in the ways that's calling us, as long as we're not hurting other living beings, any other beings. Where was I going? We deserve to release it. Otherwise, it's just going to get stored and build up inside our spirit and mess with us and the way we treat the beings around us. And I don't want to be a person hurting people anymore. I don't. So I'm allowing myself to be angry. And I thank you, my ancestors, for showing me everything and for being here for me while I'm feeling this anger and all of these feelings that I've held in for so long. And I say this because you deserve to feel all your feelings. However many times you need to feel your sadness, your anger, even your happiness. Like a lot of times we're taught to not even honor our happiness. Maybe for a moment, then we have to keep striving for more. No, you deserve to sit in your happiness and all your emotions. Also crying, like in the Lakota way. I am indigenous, I am Lakota. Crying is medicine. It is good medicine. You are literally cleansing your body with water. You're making tears out of your body, cleansing and like releasing it through your tears. And like you can physically feel your pain. That's also releasing it, however many times. Because I've cried for the same like memories and situations so many times. And it's okay if you cry about the same thing 50 times. Maybe you have to feel it 50 freaking times before you can actually release it out and then be clear and free from it. But be kind of gentle to yourself while you are feeling your feelings, however many times you need to feel them. And I say that because my journey's been a lot harder and longer because how much I put myself down through it and not being kind and gentle to myself. Like, why can't you just feel your feelings? And then like my inner child's all scared and my inner teen's all angry and scared and they're just crying and then they don't trust me. And then those feelings didn't come out for a while because they didn't trust me. I had to build my relationship with my inner child and my inner teen for them to feel safe where they can share the pain and the anger, because our inner child and the inner teen are a part of our spirit. Even like when I was seeing my therapist, science now proves it. Where they say like you have your source, right? It's been proven you have like a solid source within you. That's your spirit, right? And then they say that source is also made up of pieces. And those pieces are parts of you through your life. Like your inner child and your inner teen are separate pieces within your source, within your spirit. And when my therapist told me this, because I was just talking to her about like the work I'm doing, she just verified that like science even proves that our inner child and our inner teen, they still hold on to that pain and that trauma. And making a safe space for them. Like externally, where you have boundaries, you don't let people disrespect you, you speak up for yourself. And internally, where you have boundaries with yourself, you don't let yourself speak to you in a way that you don't want to be spoken to, or treat yourself in a way you don't want to be treated. Because once you start showing up as the being that you wish you had as a kid, as a teenager, even as an adult, just like the unconditional love you wanted from the beings around you. It sucks that you didn't get that, right? As a kid or a child. I didn't either. I only, like, the adults around me could only show up as much as they showed up for themselves. And it's a cycle. It is a cycle. But we're stopping that cycle. We're stopping that cycle. But you get to be that person. You get to be that person that you prayed for. I know it sounds a little corny, but it's true. It is true. And it may take time to get there, so don't beat yourself up because you're not that person right now. be kind of gentle to yourself and just listen to your intuition. Little things that like call you, slow, like follow it. Follow it. Me, painting is a big thing that started to open up like my solar plexus and allow me to create freely. And then other things started to flow. It was like my inner child, my inner teen felt safe enough. They're like, okay, let's go. And then they started showing other things. So just work on your relationship with yourself. Treat yourself the way you wish others would treat you. And if you showing up for yourself as the being that you needed makes the people around you uncomfortable, they don't like your boundaries or whatever have you, if they don't respect who you're becoming and the boundaries you set, sometimes you gotta do distance how whatever feels right for you, right? I know this is something I've been working on. It was not healthy either. I could cut someone off so quick. Like, I cut my mom, I cut my dad, I cut majority of my family off many times through my life, and just anyone that would hurt me, because for me, I was taught like people will leave me easy. I've been left since a child from so many beings. So for me, I'm like, you know what? At this point, like, I know at least I treat myself better alone than the way you're treating me right now. So bye. And but the toxic part of that, that I used to have was I wouldn't communicate. Like, most of the time, if I did, it'd be like blow up. I'd blow up as to like how they're treating me and how it made me feel, but like blowing up, not in a healthy communicative way. Blow up and then disappear. That's it. Or I would just disappear. Like, you know what? You're not even worth. The people I'd blow up on are people I truly loved. Like, please hear me, but I would do it in like an angry, hurt way, where I was more attacking than like talking in a way they could hear me, right? And even if some of those people wouldn't even have heard me if I did do it in a healthy way. But I'm owning up to my crap. I did not do it in a healthy way. And I have learned, as I've gone on this journey of making a safe space for my spirit, how to communicate in a healthy way. And I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect at all. I'm still really working on it, because that's a big cycle in both sides of my family. Both of my parents is communication. They do not know how to do it. Both sides, both my parents. So that's something I am learning. And I'm being kind of gentle to myself when I do make the mistakes. But I'm just being conscious and intentionally being conscious so that it doesn't continue. Like, hey, what can I do so I don't just react the way I have been taught, and I can take a step back and actually communicate and react in a healthy way. So if you have emotions that have been trying to creep up, allow yourself to feel them. And I'm gonna be real, like, my emotions have been everywhere. I've been going through a lot. And I was in the shower these past couple days in the dark. Like, I made some cleansing stuff, cleansing myself, but crying. Just like crying so hard. And my ancestors have been surrounding me through all of this. Like, while I'm angry dancing, they've been dancing with me. I got a spirit guide that's been dancing with me and helping me feel my feelings. But I say this because this journey can be lonely. Like, on the outside, right? It can be alone on the outside. Especially when you're choosing yourself. You are not alone. You have your ancestors. You have a whole spirit team. They have all kinds of beings watching over you, with you all the time. And I know it's not the same in the way of, like, if you can't see them, you know, but for me, I wouldn't be where I am if I did not have, like, my ancestors and my spirit team. It would have been too much to do alone. But, like, knowing they've always been with me, and as I've been building my relationship with them, I'm seeing, like, all the really hard times in my life, they were there and they were showing themselves. I just wasn't aware. that they were there. Even through music, like their songs now, when I was a kid, it would just hit me so emotionally. And now I'm realizing that was my ancestors being like, hey, we love you, you're not alone. So look out for the signs. Music, movies. Like if you're called to watch something, listen to something, even go to something, listen to it. Because I've been called to watch movies, shows, music, and there's messages. My ancestors, my spirit team are talking to me through it, and I feel it. You have your own little navigation system, right? Inside your spirit. And I know we've been taught to not listen to it. Like, the society that colonizers created really set us up for failure as spirits, in a human form. But we're throwing that box away. We're throwing that colonizer box away that we're supposed to squeeze into. And we're honoring who we are. I have ADHD. I don't know where my thought went. Where'd it go? Where are you? Give me a second. Damn it. Okay. I don't know what I was trying to say. But I know, like, okay, for me, my anger, it was really hard for me to feel my anger because I'm a very empathetic being, and I've always seen from the other person's side as to like why they've done their actions. I understand hurt people, but I've done so much work now where it's like I get it. I've been a hurt person that's hurt people too because of the cycles and the trauma and the programming that I've been taught. But if I can fight to reprogram my brain, that's a computer, and break these cycles that are just hurting myself and the beings around me, that means anyone can do it. Anybody. So if those people, I understand as to why they're doing their actions, I now hit a point though where I will understand, but I will not make excuses, right? I'm gonna call you out. And if you're not working on it, then I'm gonna have boundaries. And if you don't respect those boundaries, or if you're just hurting me still, I'm gonna have to say goodbye. And I wish you the best life, and that is what it is, because I am now the person that I wish I had as a child and a teenager. So I'm the one that is protecting them. So if someone comes up to me wrong, I'm gonna check them, because that's showing my inner child and my inner teen that they are safe with me. And that makes like the biggest difference. No joke. Your inner child and your inner teen will have little gifts. They will give you little gifts whenever they feel safe. I've like had them release little parts of my spirit that I forgot about, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I forgot. This is a part of me. And then they're like, we feel safe. So here you go. Here's a little treat. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. So please be kind and gentle to yourself. I recommend building a relationship with your inner child, your inner teen, and also your ancestors and your spirit guides. Talk to them as if you talk to anyone you care about. Friend, family, loved ones, whoever. Talk to them just like that. However you talk to the people around you. And I know it can be kind of weird at first. They're a little uncozy because you don't see them. But they're listening. They're listening to you. And I talk to them in my head. I talk to them out loud. I don't know where I would be without my ancestors and my spirit team. Because my journey has been a pretty alone one on the outside. But I've never been alone. I've had my ancestors and my spirit team. Now I'm honoring my anger. And the world ain't ready. Just kidding. No, it's ready. It's ready for me. I'm ready to shine. And I'm no longer feeling like me standing in my power is looking down at other people, because never have I actually felt that way. I've just been told by others when I let my full self come out, usually it activates a part of them, and then they feel like I am acting superior or better because of like the things I want to do in my life, or that I see that I'm magic and powerful and I stand in it. And whenever they would project that back like to me, I would be like, oh, am I doing that? Like, that's not my intention. So for the longest, I dimmed the crap out of my spirit, like so bad that I've been doing this work for years. my inner child, my inner teen have been slowly giving me little gifts of my spirit. My brain. Dang it. Welcome. I can only hold on to a thought for a certain amount of time. Well, I have felt my anger. I think I still have some to feel. But I'm ready. I'm ready to stand in who I am. And oh, that's what I was saying. Something I've learned though is of like the beings that actually want to be superior and better than other beings, because I've met many of them. They don't worry about like making others feel less than. That is usually their intention, and I've spent my whole life worrying about if I make people feel like that. So if you worry about making people feel less than by you just being who you are not like an egotistical being that believes in superiority. If you don't want people below you, you don't believe in that. So if somebody is making you feel like that, check in with yourself and like really check in with yourself, because maybe you do feel like that a little bit. You never know. Really check in with yourself, do some self-reflection. But if you genuinely do not feel like that and you just are being yourself and you're not like, I'm better than anybody, you're just being yourself. You deserve to be who you are. And if other people feel like you're trying to be superior, but that's not your intention, you're not doing that, that is their own journey. That's their own self-reflection they need to do within themselves. And honestly, I've held myself back for many years, majority of my life, like doing what I want to do as a spirit, because others always made me feel like I thought I was better. And never have I thought I was better than other people. So we deserve to stand in our spirit and our magic and our gifts and just experience life the way our spirit wanted to. We come to Unchi Maka, Grandmother Earth, to experience human life. Our spirits are infinite. We are so much more than this one human life, right? So I recommend feeling your feelings when you can, and also when you need to take a break from it, because it's a lot. Doing this work is a lot, and I don't know when to rest. I'm still learning how to do that. When you feel called to take a step back and rest and not feel your feelings all the time, do that too, because we're not meant to constantly be doing this work and constantly doing inner like reflection and feeling our feelings deeply like that. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay. Whenever you feel called to do it and let yourself rest without feeling guilty. Because if you're just feeling guilty and worrying, you're not resting. That's also a journey in itself I've had to learn. But I hope you let yourself feel your feelings. I am going to dance a little, and I am finally creating another project. So be ready to see me all the time, because I'm ready to stand in my power and be who I am. You ready? I'm ready to see you. Let's get it. I'll see you later. Doksha, okay? You're beautiful. Have a good day.